Hello, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Lam. Today, if you are here to check out the brand new Charlotte Tilbury's Super Nudes Nudegasm Sculpt Bronze and Glow Face Palette. That was a mouthful. Then keep on watching. Of course, we're going to do a thorough review including discussion of the shades, swatches on my light medium olive skin tone, demo on my face, and we're going to compare the shades in this palette to a ton of other stuff in my collection, both throughout Tilbury and other brands. So let's get right into it. We haven't got much time. This versatile and multi-dimensional palette will illuminate skin from every angle. It features 4 luminous, translucent textures to enhance, not conceal, your natural beauty. Super Glow is a soft champagne gold shade with a luscious wet shine texture. Multi-Glow is a multi-dimensional golden peach shade with a satin finish. Super Sculpt is a rich umber shade that creates the effect of a superstar bone structure. Soft Sculpt is a natural-looking sandy taupe shade. Three of the 4 colors didn't really show up, so I had to layer on 2 more layers for the blush and the 2 contours, and now we have the pigmentation that you can see from the camera. That's not necessarily how the product should appear at the beginning, because some of these complexion product doesn't have to be swatch so pigmented. You kind of want a little more natural effect with the complexion product anyway, so I'm not super upset that they need a few layers to be able to show up on my swatches. I'm going to judge it more as I see it on my actual face. But the first shade, the highlighter shade, is a very pigmented champagne highlighter, and it was pigmented from the beginning. I did build up another layer of it, but I didn't need to. And the blush is a coral with a little hint of shimmer, golden shimmer. I love that you have 2 contours options in one palette. That just makes this palette so much more versatile. Now let's zoom you in and we will put it on my face. In order to show you the entire Charlotte Tilbury experience, I have used all Charlotte Tilbury products on my face, including Magic Cream, Hollywood Flawless Filter, as a primer, Light Wonder foundation, very lightly all over the skin because I still want to see a little bit of my skin, and then on the part that I want to conceal more, I use the Airbrush Flawless Finish foundation to use it as a concealer. Since this is really high coverage anyway, it acts basically as a concealer. And then I use the Airbrush Flawless Finish setting powder in the shade medium, number 2. I can't believe how many Charlotte Tilbury products I have, you guys. And there it is, the Nudegasm palette. I'm going to use the soft sculpt first, actually, just to see how pigmented it actually is, and then I'm going to build up the contour with the super sculpt, because that's the order I do my makeup. I do contour first, and then I do blush, and then highlighter on top. I'm gonna use a bigger Sephora contour brush. Oh my god, I don't want to ruin this. The formula in here is drier. It's harder to the touch than an eyeshadow would be, and that's not really a problem. I don't know if you can see, but it definitely had a little bit of a reddish tint to it. This is with that powder and this is with nothing. It's very natural, so I'm going to go ahead and use Super Sculpt. Okay, now we're talking. I want to keep things pretty natural and flawless, so I'm going to use my clean powder brush just to do that. And then let's go on to the blush next. Ooh. Wow, the pigmentation is really not playing. The highlighter now. Let's dip it in with this. It's not crazy metallic, but it's definitely glowy, and That's beautiful. What do you guys think? I really like it so far. It's subtle, but I definitely can make it more intense if I want to. I will let you in on a secret. The reason I got this face palette and not the eyeshadow palette is because I think you can use this for both your face and your eyes. I want it to be a one and done palette because it's so expensive. It basically has the capacity to do so, so I am expecting it to work well as eyeshadows too. So let's use so far it's all of these shades are pretty light on my light medium skin tone. I really don't think this palette will work for deeper skin tone than mine, like at least much deeper. You are going to have to build it up a lot. And I love this kind of cool tone contour shade because it looks more natural. I can use it for my nose contour. I'm going to do Super Sculpt, and we are going to Super Sculpt the outer corner of the eye. Yep, I did that. Yeah, definitely very soft. It's not going to be an intense eyeshadow alternative at all. And then I'm going to use just my finger and dip it in the blush slightly and put it on the middle of my upper lid just to blend in the eye look with the blush. This side is with the face product. This side is nothing. I'm going to put on the other side of my face, and I'm going to, of course, put on the Full Fat Lashes mascara on my eye, and then Super Nude lipstick on my lips, and then I'll be right back and show you the finished look. We'll move on to the comparison next and then wrap up this video. Okay, let's go. I am back with the finished look with everything on. What do we think? Let me think for a minute too. This is a peachy, light, nude, very spring, summer, very fresh, natural, glowy. The only complaint I have is actually my fault. Why did I wear a white shirt when I do makeup video? Look at that. I'm going to have to dip it in bleach right after I finish this video. Let's move on to the comparison to the contour wand. This right here is the contour wand. Hollywood Flawless filter right next to that. So right here. The Hollywood Flawless filter is not as dewy, not as glowy as the highlight shade in the new Nudegasm palette. It has more of a smoothing effect and a lit from within kind of glow. The contour, on the other hand, actually closer to Super Sculpt, the darker contour shade in this new palette. But except this one is even more pigmented. It's pretty good alternative for these two contour, especially the Super Sculpt. Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze Coconut Perfect Tan in the shade Tantalize. Looks like this. I love this because of how much product you have and how blendable, pigmented it is. Let's see, she's right there. Clearly a more bronzer of all of them. It has a lot more warmth to it, even though on my face, it works as a contour too. Let's go to another of my favorite. It's the Tan Bronze and Glow palette from Natasha Denona. I told you there's gonna be a lot of comparison. The liquid highlighter slash, I would say, blush. And then this is the powder highlighter. So this liquid highlighter slash blush, it's a little similar to this blush right here, but it has more pink. Powder highlighter, this is not as dewy as this. Pretty similar. Except for the glitter particles in the tan highlighter is not as intense. Now I'm going to swatch the blush and the contour. It's a lot more peachy and lighter in tone than the shade. This shade right here. And then there is the contour. All of the shade in the tan palette are softer to the touch. From Tilbury is a little bit more neutral in tone, and this one lean more red. This one is gray, this one is neutral, this one is red. The blush look pretty close to this one right here from the Orgasm on the Beach palette by NARS. I have a review on this, so I'm going to swatch that. The highlighter in here too. The one from NARS now that I swatched next to the Charlotte Tilbury, it looks a little more pink. Charlotte Tilbury is a clear, more peach. Definitely. Let's see the highlighter next. The formula of the NARS highlighter is closer to the highlighter formula of the Tan palette by Natasha Denona. If you have this NARS Orgasm on the Beach palette, these first two shades probably already gonna look very close to the highlighter and the blush from the Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm palette. Pat McGrath Labs Divine Glow highlighter in Golden Nectar. Here, there we go. So the amount of glitteriness is closer to Charlotte Tilbury now, but the formula is still a little bit softer. The formula again is more of the creamy kind, but the finish is closer to the Charlotte Tilbury. Finally, I have the Divine Blush in the shade Desert Orchid. Looking into the pan, tell me you don't think they're so close. This is the most pigmented blush of all the blush I have swatched for you from all the brands. So yeah, there we go. Pat McGrath. Again, very close family with the NARS and with the Charlotte Tilbury. I would say it's a closer dupe to the NARS because it has a little bit more pink, and this one it has more gold. I think it might have something to do with the bronze glowy glitter particles in it that change the tone a little bit. Very, very close though. So if you have the NARS Orgasm on the Beach palette or the Desert Orchid by Pat McGrath, you probably can mix this with a highlighter to create that dewy look of the new Charlotte Tilbury blush. Or this one, even though it has a little bit more pink in the formula, it also is a dewy blush. It has that bronze glitter in it, and it's gonna be pretty close on the skin, honestly. We're gonna shear them out and blend them into the skin, so they're gonna look very close in tone, in my opinion. The highlighters, I don't think anything come close to this highlighter, as well as the two contours. This is, like, especially the Soft Sculpt is a very unique contour shade in my collection. Even with the Contour 1 from Charlotte Tilbury, I thought it's going to be very close to this, but it's not. I think it's going to be closer to the contour in the Sculpt and Highlight palette from Charlotte Tilbury, the dual one. I think it's going to be closer to that contour shade because it has so much gray in it. That two pan palette is like $68. I think you can get a cheap one for $30, the mini size. But basically, you're gonna have this shade and this shade in it. I think the highlighter in that palette, the dual palette, is not going to be as beaming as this. It's going to be one of these softer formulas. Wrap this video up now because I've been rambling on long enough. Once again, I am glad to get this palette in my collection because, as you can see, even though I already have a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products, I haven't tried out her blush. I haven't tried out her powder highlighter. I haven't tried out her powder contour. So these are the first of these products in my collection from Charlotte Tilbury. It can work fine for eyeshadow. It's not going to be one layer and done. You're gonna have to build it up depending on your skin tone. But for my light medium skin tone, I have to build up the eyeshadow a few times to get to the pigmentation that I want. Also for the face product too. I have to build them up a little bit. If you have similar skin tone, light medium or medium tan, if you don't have a lot of Charlotte Tilbury complexion products in the powder form and you want to try it out and you want to get something that is new, if you want a great value, well, it's not a great value, but it's like within the Charlotte Tilbury line, getting this palette with the 4 shades that can both be used for your face and for your eyes is pretty great value. If you have a lot deeper skin tone than me, if you're more into a poppy look, you're not into a soft, natural, effortless look, if you already have a lot of Charlotte Tilbury complexion product, you shouldn't get this product because you probably already have this in other brands. Even though I don't have a dupe, as you can see today, they're gonna be very close. Like, I already have like crazy and I declutter every year. So if I don't declutter every year, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have like double the amount of alternatives that I have right here. That's what my channel is about. I know this video might get a lot of dislike again every time I talk about something negative, or when I tell you don't buy a collection. I got a lot of dislikes, but that's what my channel is about. I don't want you to buy everything because I don't want to buy everything. I don't want to buy things I already have. And if every of us does that, it's going to force these makeup companies to be more innovative, to be more creative, and to put more thought into their products, into their releases, instead of just grabbing your money left and right, if you know what I mean. So this is kind of something that we as a consumer, we have to act together in order to change it. And also with the inclusivity of it all, diversity. Like, this palette is not gonna work for deeper skin tones, so I don't know why she only released one palette. The last time she released one of these collection, I think she has two palettes, one for lighter skin and one for darker skin tone. I have a video specifically talking about the collection, about the lipsticks and about the eyeshadows palettes too, but today we're only talking about this palette, so let's dial it back a little bit. This palette is, in my opinion, the best product within the Super Nudes collection. What do you think of this palette? Let me know what you think of this collection. Let me know also. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click that bell notification button if you enjoy this kind of content, and have a great one. I will see you in my next video. Until next time, please let the mirror shine to your face. Don't flop.